After his long night's rest, the wanderer set off, leaving the quiet little town of Riverwood. As he traveled down the path, he reflected on his past days after the Helgen incident, having narrowly escaped the unjust beheading by the Empire. He followed his Stormcloak companion to the small town of Riverwood. After a meager meal and a night's rest, he started looking for work. Speaking to a local trader, he was informed of a robbery. He performed his job admirably, retrieving the golden claw. While in the burrow, he used the golden claw to unlock a chamber that drew him in with a low chant. There upon the wall of strange symbols, he saw some runes glowing that were burned into his mind. These runes held a mystery yet unknown to the wanderer. After defeating a Droger lord within the very same chamber, he returned to Riverwood and laid his head to rest. On his journey to Whiterun, he reflected on these moments, reflected on the fact that before the Helgen incident, he has no memory. Everything felt new to him. He had learned to use his weapons more effectively. His axe felt more comfortable within his hand. His armor felt more comfortable, girded upon his body. was a peaceful walk to Whiterun, but his burning hatred for the unjust beheading attempt
Fight with us and you'll have stories to tell. Come up to your Vasker if you're worth anything in a fight.
simple giant slaying was not what the Wanderer felt deep within him. Deep within him was a murderous rage, a want for blood and revenge upon the Empire. At the gates of White One, he was presented with an option to warn the people of the dragon's return or go to Windhelm to wage a war. At this moment he decided bloodlust had won.
Need a ride? I can take you to any of the Hold capital. Where do you want to go?
The Wanderer caught a carriage.
Climb and back and we'll be off. My carriage is the same. Where do you want to go?
To
Climb and
Windhelm.
back and we'll be off. Ever been to Windhelm? Oldest city in Skyrim by some accounts. They say the big old palace there was built by...
The Wanderer did not listen to the rabble of the carriage driver. It was a cold journey into the depths of the snow.
It's no secret the Aretino boy is doing some ritual. Who's going to stop him? Me? I'll have no part of that.
As
Everything's all right?
the Wanderer entered Windhelm, he heard a rumor of the Dark Brotherhood. It seems that
You come here where you're not wanted. You eat our food, you pollute our city with your
Death.
stink, and you refuse to help the Stormcloaks.
lived in
We
Windhelm.
haven't taken a side because it's not our fight.
Hey, maybe the reason these Greyskins don't help in the war is because they're Imperial spies.
Imperial spies? You can't be serious.
Maybe we'll pay you a visit tonight, little spy. We got ways of finding out what you really are.
Do you hate the Dark Elves? Are you here to bully us and tell us to leave?
No, I don't hate your people.
You've come to the wrong city then. Windhelm's a haven of prejudice and narrow thinking, unworthy of one such as you.
Why would they think you're a spy, Dark Elf?
Some of these Nords will come up with any excuse to despise us. And it isn't just the Dark Elves they hate. They make a target of the Argonians as well. In fact, just about anyone who isn't a Nord is fair game for their bullying.
It looked like those Nords were giving you trouble.
Nothing new there. Most of the Nords living in Windhelm don't care much for us. But Rolf is the worst by far. He likes to get drunk and walk around the Grey Quarter yelling insults at us in the small hours of the morning. Oh, a real charmer, that one.
It seems as if he's a hypocrite. If he cared so much, he would join the Stormcloaks himself. Fare thee well, Dark Elf.
Until next time.
Here, the footstep of Windhelm, an ancient city that seemed to be built on hatred and blood. The wanderer thought to himself, this bloodlust, does it lead to war? Or does it lead to the assassins? First, the wanderer chose to investigate his one-time brother in captivity, Ulfric.
Staying out of trouble, kinsman.
Ulfric won't give us a straight answer.
He's a true Nord. He'll come around.
Don't be so sure of that. We've intercepted couriers from Solitude. The Empire's putting a great deal of pressure on White Run.
And what would you have me do?
Excuse
Only
me,
the
Jarl.
Ragers approach a Jarl without summons. Do I know you?
I once shared the chopping block with you. I was at Helgen, the Wanderer replied.
Ah, yes. Destined for the chopping block, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I just said. I was set free. I could have gone anywhere. I came here to fight the Empire and seek revenge.
A fair point. Well, you've come to the right place then. Speak with Galmar. I'm always looking for able fighters. Not everyone can say they made it out of Helgen. Seems we're all branded villains these days. So long as your criminal past stays in the past, and you fight for me with honor and integrity, we'll welcome you into our ranks.
If he's not with us, he's against us.
I have
We know
no
that.
past.
They all know that.
How long are you going to wait?
You think I need to send
Helgen,
Ulfric a stronger message?
Ulfric told us quite the story. If you made it through all that, you're likely worth something to me. Yeah, but first, tell me, why does a foreigner want to fight for Skyrim?
I wish to fight the Empire. I'll bleed for the chance to do so. They tried to take my head from me unjustly. I must have my revenge.
Can't fault anyone for that. As long as you hate the Empire as much as I do, that I can work with.
That's why I'm here. I wish to join.
All right. But before I can put you to use, I need to know how much you can take. I have a little test for you. kind
What
men
kind
use
of test?
to measure themselves. I'm sending you to Serpentstone Island. If you survive, you pass. If you die, well, you weren't going to be much use to me anyway.
What's at Serpentstone Island?
It's where men have tested their metal for ages. It's a strange rock formation built by the ancients. Something about that place attracts the ice wraiths. You kill an ice wraith out there, and I'll have all the proof I need about you.
Very well. I'll be back soon.
We'll see about that, won't we? Here, take this. You need it. Use it on the island. Don't lose it. That's all the help you're getting. Try not to die. If by message you mean shoving a sword through his gullet.
Taking his city and leaving him in disgrace would make a more powerful statement, don't you think?
The Imperials think we need their laws.
And so the Wanderer was tasked with a test. A test he was honestly curious about himself. Everything felt new to him.
The wind blows bitter cold in this place.
So clumsy, as if he had nothing but a basic skill and so many opportunities to learn ahead of him. Looked as if it would be quite the journey through the icy snow and the freezing wind. Of course, the river crossing didn't help things much. The Wanderer did his best to keep up a fast pace, keep himself warm. easily dispatched them. And moved up the coast. Seeing a frost troll in the distance, the wanderer slowed his movements to avoid such a strong enemy. A pack of wolves or an ice wraith is one thing, but he was not ready for a battle with a troll. The snow crunched softly under the wanderer's boots. It seemed that wolves ruled these icy northern realms of Skyrim. Plunging himself into the icy depths, the wanderer swam and climbed across the icebergs towards the island where the ice wraith resided. An island with standing stones. Cautiously, the wanderer snuck forward, approaching the standing stones with care. Quickly, the ice wraith found him. The wanderer drank his elixir and applied the poison to the blade of his axe. As he swung, he kept applying the poison. And was victorious. Upon the standing stone, there was a serpent. The Wanderer decided to keep the powers of the Warrior Stone for now. He quickly made his way back to Windhelm, to the Palace of Kings, to report his triumph.
Wasting time and dwindling resources chasing a legend. We don't even know it exists.
The Jarls are upset. They don't all support you.
Damn the Jarls.
They demand the moot.
And damn the moot. We should risk letting those milk drinkers put Torik's woman on the throne? She'll hand Skyrim over to the elves on a silver plate.
You're alive. I owe Ulfric a drink. I have to admit, I didn't think we'd be seeing you again. I misjudged you. You're definitely Stormcloak material. It's time we made this official. You ready to take the oath?
Isn't it enough that I want to fight the Imperials?
You can stick a sword to an Imperial any day you want, but that doesn't make you a Stormcloak. We're not just fighting Imperials. We're fighting to restore Skyrim to her glory and give her the king she deserves.
Oh, what is this oath?
Before you're one of us, you must swear fealty to Jarl Ulfric Stormcloak, future High King of Skyrim. You must also pledge unswerving loyalty to your fellow Stormcloaks, to Skyrim, and to her people.
Very well. I will take your oath.
That's the spirit. By swearing this oath, you become one of us, a hero of the people, a true son of Skyrim, a Stormcloak. Repeat after me. I do swear my blood and honor to the service of Ulfric Stormcloak.
I do swear my blood and honor to the service of Ulfric Stormcloak.
Jarl of Windhelm and true High King of Skyrim.
Jarl of Windhelm and true High King of Skyrim.
As Talos is my witness, may this oath bind me to death and beyond.
As Talos is my witness, may this oath bind me to death and beyond.
Even to my lord, as to my fellow brothers and sisters in arms.
Even to my lord as to my fellow brothers and sisters in arms.
All hail the Stormcloaks, the true sons and daughters of Skyrim.
All hail the Stormcloaks, the true sons and daughters of Skyrim.
Now you're one of us, which means you get to tag along on a little trip with me. Oh, and here. You're a Stormcloak now. You ought to look the part.
What What's the mission?
I have found the final resting place of the Jagged Crown. Can you believe it? Well, I'm almost certain. We're headed to Corvinjul. But if old King Borgus is indeed buried there, we're bound to run into trouble of some kind. Your fellow Stormcloaks are already assembling outside the tomb. I'll meet you there as soon as I'm finished up here.
What's the Jagged Crown, Galmar?
Have you not heard that ancient verse? Maul unleashing razor snow, of dragons from the blue brought down, births the walking winter's woe, the High King in his jagged crown. Going way back to King Harald's time, or even before, the High King always wore the jagged crown. It was the symbol of his might and power. The crown is made from the bones and teeth of ancient dragons, and it is said to contain a portion of the power of every king who has worn it. True or not, who would dare deny Ulfric's claim when the legendary jagged crown sits upon his brow?
I understand now. I will meet you there, Galmar.
Don't wait around for me. I know about this one.
If it even exists.
The Wanderer had little use for oaths.
The righteousness of our cause. The jagged crown. It heralds back to a time before Jarls and Moons. Back to a time.
He certainly wasn't going to take up the mantle of the Stormcloaks.
He was a king because his enemies fell before him. His people rose because they loved him. Skyrim needs that king. You will be that king, Ulfric. You must.
Stilling some dinner.
Certainly found it.
When have I ever been false with you?
Fine. I'll send the unflattered to you.
How can I help a brother North?
The Wanderer exited the Palace of the Kings. Before this silly chase to obtain a relic of the past. The Wanderer wanted to investigate the rumors that he'd heard.
Then it's true, what everyone is saying. That Aventus Aretino is doing the Black Sacrament, trying to summon the Dark Brotherhood?
Oh, Grimvar, always with the nonsense. No, of course not. Those are just tales.
Fine, then I'll invite him out to play. He lives right there. I'm going to knock on his door.
No, child, wait! That boy, that house, they are cursed.
Ha! Then I'm right. I knew it. He's trying to have somebody killed.
All right, I won't deny it, child. What you heard is true. But Aventus Aretino walks a dark path. His actions can lead only to ruin. Now, enough. We will speak no more of this. I am the only friend you need.
All the Argonians at the docks are nice to me. Good thing, too. Father would run them off.
Hearing these words, the Wanderer thought this might be an opportunity to hone his skills in killing and make a bit of coin at the same time.
So very tired. Sweet mother, send your child unto me, for the sins of the unworthy must be baptized in blood and fear. mother, send your child unto me. For the sins of the unworthy must be baptized in blood and fear. Sweet mother, send your child unto me. For the sins of the unworthy must be baptized in blood and fear. Sweet mother. Finally! My prayers have been answered!
Are you alright, young one?
It worked! I knew you'd come! I just knew it! I did the Black Sacrament over and over with the body and the things, and then you came! An assassin from the Dark Brotherhood! You don't have to say anything. There's no need. You're here, so I know you'll accept my contract.
Contract?
My mother, she died. I'm all alone now. So they sent me to that terrible orphanage in Riften. Honor Hall! The headmistress is an evil, cruel woman. They call her Grella the Kind. But she's not kind. She's terrible to all of us. So I ran away and came home and performed the Black Sacrament. Now you're here, and you could kill Grella the Kind! Hurry. To be honest, I'm kind of lonely here. As much as I hated getting sent to Honor Hall, I really miss my friends there. It's Honor Hall Orphanage in Riften.
And so the Wanderer had another choice to make. To go directly to these ruins to regain the crown of ancient times. Travel south to Riften. To kill this evil woman at an orphanage. First, before anything though, the Wanderer wanted to see if he could procure himself some better gear.
My good hammer. Everyone says Jorland Greymane is the best smith in Skyrim. I plan to change a few minds about that.
What have you got for sale?
Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
Whether it's
The
armed
wanderer
or
was
in
able to procure himself some better items of clothing and of weapons. Once again traveled into Skyrim.
The cruel seas have been sailors for generations.
As he left, he took note of his body. He thought back on his battles with his war axe and made several observations. If he cut his enemies in particular places, they certainly seemed to bleed more. Using this knowledge, he knew he'd be able to fight more effectively with his axe. The Wanderer was becoming much more adept skinning wolves in his time in the north of Skyrim. He had killed many. Before heading into the south, the Wanderer decided to head to the ruins and help his new allies with their plans. The Wanderer cared little as to who was king of Skyrim, as long as he could help destroy the Empire, who had taken his memories and his past and tried to take his life. That is what mattered most to the Wanderer in these early days of his time in Skyrim. Wanderer traveled diligently to the west, following the river. driven with bloodlust. He seemed to almost ignore his surroundings. Unless, of course, they posed a threat to him. As the wanderer moved forward, he remembered words of magic, as if from a song that he was just remembering from his past. Soothing words. As he chanted, his hand glowed, and he felt his health return. Until that moment, the wanderer did not know he had these powers of magic within him. Perhaps this was something he could explore more once the Empire was driven from these lands.
Hail, ill-filled.
Ha! I knew you'd join up. Great news. We'll take back Skyrim together, eh? I'm glad I'll have you beside me in there.
Hail,
This place
roll
chills
off.
my blood. And I don't care who knows it.
What are you talking about?
These old ruins. My father always told me to stay away from them. Good advice, I'd say. But never mind all that. We've got a job to do, and nothing's going to stand in our way. Hail, Galmar.
What's the situation? What's the Legion doing here? Damn Imperial spies! Well, should be fun for us at least. They don't seem to know we're here yet. Ready to spill some Imperial blood for Skyrim?
Oh, I'm ready, Galmar.
That's what I like to hear.
Get away
Listen
from
up.
me.
Those Imperials aren't here by coincidence. Their spies must have found out we know about the crown, and they don't want us to have it. They won't stand in our way. I know some of you are ex-Legion, and may know men on the other side, but remember this. They are the enemy now, and they will not hesitate to kill you. Keep your wits about you, and watch your shield brothers back. Ulfric Stormcloak is counting on us to bring him back that crown, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Follow me, quickly and quietly now. We want their guts on the ground before they even know we're here.
The Wanderer hailed arrows down at the Imperial soldiers. But only some of his shots flew true. He must learn once again, or maybe for the first time, how to shoot a bow. A lock on a gate. At these ruins seem to be much too good for the Wanderer at first. But then, after perseverance and breaking many picks, the Wanderer was able to gain access, where he found a chest with many valuable items lying within.
That's the way I like.
The Wanderer had little time to stand on ceremony. He
Pick a man and put him down. We attack on my signal. Time to show what you're really made of.
His bloodlust was too much for him to control. He had trouble even hearing his fellow Stormcloaks over the rage he felt. He kept moving further without the help of the fellow Stormcloaks, firing arrows. Quickly as he could.
Perfect spot for an ambush. 10 to 1, they're just waiting for us on the other side.
But there isn't any other way through.
Oh, you sure about that? Then please, be my guest. Go strolling on in there. You stay here and watch your back. Not so sure. Oh, then perhaps you should bounce. Hello there, unplugged. Like Pikachu. We'll charge in for help. Don't give up for one they
As the Wanderer continued to send arrow after arrow into his enemies, he started to notice his ability and understanding of his bow improved. Deep in the cavern, the Wanderer did take a moment to read a book that explained the fundamentals of equipping light armor such as his leather that he wore. Helping him not feel so uncomfortable and clunky. These unfamiliar clothing.
The Imperials are here in force. Stick together.
Even though the Wanderer wanted to just continue killing these Imperials,
All a story. We must be getting close now.
Oh,
he
I've
did
heard about
take a
this.
moment.
They say these walls show the history of the ancients who lived in the place.
Too bad we can't read these carvings. Who knows what secrets we'd uncover?
Having seen this sort of door before, the Wanderer quickly grabbed the ebony claw, noted on its palm the wolf, the dragonfly, and the dragon.
That looks like some kind of claw from a statue. I wonder what it's used for.
He set the combination and gingerly inserted the claw.
Good job. All right then.
I keep this claw since I deciphered the door. There could be Droger. Careful. I've been in these ruins before.
Come on, boys. Let's spread out and see what we've got. Unblooded, do what you do best. See if you can find some way to get that key moving.
The mysteries of these dungeons were quite simple. the Wanderer to decipher. It was clear to the Wanderer. The floor he stood upon was trapped. And quickly, after inspecting the chest he'd found, he located the tripwire for this trap. All the Stormcloaks inspected the hall. The Wanderer continued to find riches.
How's it going, Unblooded? Find anything yet? You see a lever anywhere? That's done it. All right, boys, let's get more. Steady now. They may be uglier than appearance. Let's hope that's the last of them. Come on, let's see what's down this way. Crowd must be around here.
Careful.
Spread out.
Sometimes they pretend to be sleeping. This one here will surely awake. Let's see. Letting the Stormcloaks attack. The Wanderer sat back and loosed arrows of death upon them.
Down with the crown as quick as you can. Tell Ulrich he owes me. Drink. We'll stick around here for a while and see if we can find anything else useful.
And here in the tomb, with the jagged crown, the Wanderer heard the chants again. The whispers, drawing him in like fate. A wall of runes, with one of them glowing. Searing into his mind. What were these runes? And why did they speak to the Wanderer in this way? These mysteries vexed the Wanderer as he climbed his way out of this tomb. Having no respect for kings and such, the Wanderer donned the jagged crown himself, making a mockery of these silly traditions that Ulfric was going to use to manipulate his fellow kinsmen. You see the Wanderer, while being drawn by fate, also insisted on making his own fate. And so, he made his way back to Windhelm, to the stables. But before surrendering this ancient relic to Ulfric and his cult of followers, the Wanderer decided perhaps it was time
Where do you want to go?
to head to Riften.
Climb and back and we'll be off.
And hone his skills
You've
of
never been to
assassination.
Be sure to visit the Black Briar Meadery. You mugs of that and you forget all.
The wagon ride was uneventful. Simple payment for safe passage. And so the Wanderer stood at the gates of Riften with murder in his heart and the jagged crown upon his head. What path could be lying before him? A path of murder and of wealth. And these killing of empire soldiers only fed his bloodlust, making him blind to anything but it. And so, the Wanderer keeps wandering.